everyone. This is producer-songwriter Shep Crawford, and I'm chilling with my man from YouKnowIGotSoul.com. Hello?
Hey, Shep.
What's going on with you, man?
How you doing? It's Tom from YouKnowIGotSoul.com.
Yes, sir. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Cool. Thank you for taking this time for the interview. I'm glad we were able to connect on this.
Oh, no doubt.
So,
Let's do it. I'm ready.
cool. I'll get started then. I just want to start at the beginning. What was your first major placement as a producer?
It would be I co-produced a song with Montell Jordan on his This Is How We Do It album named Daddy's Home.
Yep. Okay.
That would probably be my first one on a major label.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be my first one on a major label.
Okay. And how did you originally link up with Montell to, contribute to that album?
Well, Montell and I grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got a deal at Def Jam, he brought me on as his music director.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we were both musicians when we were younger in the church. From music director, I started hanging out in the studio with him. And, just kind of being there whenever he needed keys. And then started, collabing and, started playing on things. And then started actually collaborating production. And then they started kind of getting my own room to kind of, do my own things as well. So that's kind of how I got into the business.
Yeah. All right, cool. Most recently, talk about the work you did for Kelly Price's Kelly album. I know you did a bunch of tracks on there. What was it like working with her on that?
Me and Kelly have been working together for a long time now. I think out of the 5 or 6 albums she's done, whether they've been R&B or even her gospel project, there's probably only 2 of them that I'm not on. So we've been working together for a while now. It's always great working with Kelly. My experience with her is different than working with a lot of other artists because, I really don't do a lot of work there. And what I mean by that is that Kelly will send me a fully written song with the vocals laid a cappella. And I'll get the vocals and, start putting the music to it and start producing it, and then she'll come in and kind of sing her thing over. Because I really don't have to coach her and tell her, sing this, don't sing like that. I just kind of sit back and facilitate, the buttons and let her do her thing. We have a nice little chemistry, or sometimes we'll go in from scratch or have an idea, she'll start singing it to me, and then we'll take it from there. But mostly everything I've done with Kelly, she has initiated in the creative side, and I just kind of take lead from her and make it happen.
Cool. Another artist I'd like to touch on that you've worked with over the course of her career is Tamia. I know on her most recent album, Between Friends, you did almost most of the album. And how did you originally get the chance to work with her, and what's it been like working with her?
Tamia is a songbird. She's ridiculous. She's like no other. The first time we had a chance to work with each other when I did a song for her called Stranger in My House. And I actually Stranger with the second record on that same album. We did a song called If I Were You.
Yeah.
And then she heard a song while we recorded If I Were You. She heard a song called Stranger in My House. And she's like, Shep, I want that song. And, since Sylvia Long, she was signed to Electra at the time. And then, from there, we developed a great relationship. We started up. I probably worked more with Tamia than any other artist that I've worked with. And when she decided to go independent, she called me up and said, let's just make great music. Let's not worry about, keeping up with the trend. Let's not worry about, let's just go in there and make great music. And that's exactly what we did. We didn't really have to answer to anyone. We went in there and we made great music. So I went down to Orlando and stayed for a while. And every day we just went to the studio and kind of started from scratch. And, Between Friends came about. So we're very happy about that. Very successful album for her. Yeah. Especially it being independent. And
All right, cool. And will you be working with her on her next album as well?
Yes, actually, we start working together next week.
Oh, great.
I wasn't as involved in this record as I was in Between Friends, but at least doing three songs with her. I know she's been working with Clark Kelly, who I am a fan with.
Oh, good.
Fan of, and he's ridiculous with the piano and with the production.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to hearing what she's done there. But of course, even though she's kind of not changed direction, just kind of did some different things. Her and I definitely have to get down. So
yeah.
We've been writing together, and then we're actually going to get together and record it and make it happen.
Okay, great. Got a few songs here that you've had a hand in, throughout the years. I just was hoping to get some background on them. Tell me what it was like working on those songs. The first one is RL and Deborah Cox, "We Can't Be Friends."
Yes.
Tell me about that one.
Well, actually, it was written for a group by the name of 98 Degrees.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you remember 98 Degrees.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
It was written for them, and it wasn't a duet. And what happened is Andre Harrell at the time was over Motown, and 98 Degrees was signed to them, and he asked to make it a duet. Or someone from his staff asked to make it a duet between them and a group called Shades of Brown.
Okay.
And so I went back in and made it a duet. And it didn't happen. For some reason it didn't happen. But when I played it for, we ended up playing it for Clive Davis, who wanted it for Deborah. We played that in a song called Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. Who wanted it for Deborah. So it ended up going on Deborah. And then it was Clive's idea, I think, because they were label mates, to get RL on the song. But We Can't Be Friends was a song that I wrote a long time ago. Actually, it was one of the songs I wrote before I was, quote unquote, a noted producer. It was, I remember as a kid, watching the end of a TV series called Jody and Chachi. And they broke up. And I remember, Chachi saying to Jody, like, let's just be friends. He's like, no, we can't, because I love you. And I always remember that kid when I grew up. I always wanted to make a song like that. And so in my song, it's probably one of my favorites that I've written.
Yeah.
If not, one of my top three. And it became a hit. And I'm glad about it.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, good story. I'm glad you brought up 98 Degrees because I did want to ask you about them. I know you had a hand in their first album. It's an album that a lot of people don't even realize they had because it was in a different direction than the boy band sound. A lot of people got used to, hearing from them. So I know you worked on the song Dreaming for that album. And, talk about the direction of that album and the direction you were going with their music at the time.
Well, I was a part of the Montell Jordan camp until we discovered 98 Degrees. So they sung for him. They sung for Montell at a show he did in Seattle. They came backstage and they sang the national anthem or something of that sort. So Montell's tour manager at the time, his name was Paris, he started managing. And so, we actually did the demo that got them to deal with Motown. But I think our direction for them was too urban. And so it kind of missed from that first album.
Yeah.
And I think, when they came with the second album, they was a little bit more pop there. It kind of worked for them.
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to the guys in a long time, but we did keep in touch, during that whole run. And they were good guys. And I think I came back and worked with them a little later on maybe their last studio album. And that's how that became about.
Okay, cool. Tell me about Sisqo's Incomplete.
Oh, wow, Cisco's Incomplete. Well, I'm going to give you some truth here, all right?
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was written for a young man by the name of Sam Salter.
Okay.
The label wanted something, that was, a love song, but showed some security, showed some, strong love song. So, of course, I You, which is a tale as old as time, but we just want to, bring it out in a very unique way. And so we recorded it on a young man by the name of Sam Salter, and it didn't happen. For some reason, he did a good job on it. They didn't really like the record for him, I guess. I played it for John Johnson at Def Jam, and he left it for Cisco. Now at the time, Cisco really wasn't feeling it like that. He loved the record, but his album was pretty much done, and he was ballad heavy.
Yeah.
And so the first studio session, he let me know he didn't know it was a ballad, and he didn't really want to, do another ballad. And so we left. We didn't record the song. Kevin Lyles called me back and told me, that he talked to Cisco and told him how much he wanted the song on the record. We came back and we recorded it. Cisco delivered an amazing vocal performance, and you felt his emotion through it. And it wasn't scheduled to be a single. And when radio started playing that, the song, radio started playing it.
Yeah.
And before our video even came out, it was number one. And so when it became number one, it went on an intended video tour, and it became one of his biggest hits.
Yeah. Okay, cool. One more, and that's a song you mentioned earlier, and that's Tamia's "Stranger in My House." How did that song come together?
The song came together. Initially it was written. Initially I wrote it with a young lady named Shay Jones, and initially I wrote it with Tony Braxton in mind.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know if Tony heard it. I don't know if she heard it, but I sent it to someone who was label, there, and it just didn't, I never got a call back as far as if she liked it or loved it or if she even heard it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, around when I met Tamia. She really wasn't too aware of my work or just things of that sort. I was kind of new to the industry, and so I started playing songs. That is, she came up, and said that she wanted it. I ended up writing a song called "Stranger in My House." I was in the studio and I was blocked. I had writer's block, and I couldn't come up with, I was trying to come up with a song for Tony, and I couldn't. I was on writer's block, so I said, "Why don't we shut it down? Let me go see a movie. I went to go see a movie called Sixth Sense." And that movie had such a twist at the end. I came back to the studio like, I'm going to write a song that has a twist.
Yeah.
And so that's when the bridge says, or could it be that the stranger is me? Have I changed so drastically? And actually you remain the same.
Wow.
So I wanted, and so that's how that song came about. And like I said, when Tamia heard it, she loved it. She called Sylvia Roan, had her hear it over the phone. That at that time it wasn't just really easy to MP3. And Sylvia heard it on the phone, and then I went to New York, and I was working with Jersey. I was working with Boyz II Men, and then I left there for a second and went to New York to meet with Sylvia, who heard the song again and wanted it for Tamia. And so Tamia came on there, and she really did it. I mean, the demo was nice with Tamia, with that range that she got, and the beautiful voice. Then all of a sudden, the video. First I didn't really care about the video concept. When I came to the video shoot, she was sitting in a pool looking like Jane the Baptist, and I was like, what are you doing in the pool? Where's the stranger? But it worked out. It worked out. I got a chance to see, Tamia be as beautiful as she is, and from there on, I think it kind of lifted her career, and it definitely gave elevation to mine as well. And we kept that chemistry going, and we just kept it moving with songs like Me and trying to keep that chemistry going.
Cool, nice.